Sorry, I forgot to do a little bit of prep work, so I'm working on that right now. Right, today, what are we going to talk about? I should talk about our plans while I try to figure out where the heck we were on story mode. Let's see. I was actually probably going to talk a little bit about localization, because if memory serves correct, we are going to end up in Harukota. And if you're reading the description on the YouTube vid, you'll know that I call it the obligatory Feudal Japanese, the obligatory JRPG Feudal Japanese area, which is apt. But more importantly, the localizers has made a really interesting localization decision. It's actually not too interesting per se, but it at least allows me to springboard to an interesting topic. But in the meantime, like I said, I need to find where the heck we were at last time. Yep, hidden beneath the sands, so awesome. That's what we're going to be, I guess, watching today. I don't think... Yeah, we haven't gone to any point where some of these story quests has been multi-staged and really long. So, fortunately we're not going to be dealing with that yet. When we cross that bridge, it's going to be interesting on figuring out how we're going to get all of our live stream episodes to less than, 12 episodes. We're already on the 8th one, and it's starting to make me a little concerned. But anyways, let's switch to the game. All that babbling has actually led us exactly right on time to when we normally would stream PSO2. So yay! This strategy worked! I don't know if Chris is particularly proud or, more importantly, probably really annoyed by me just dabbling on really stupid things. But here it is. Hidden beneath the sand. We're going casual. Oh, and I should take the mouse. I mean, that's perfectly fine localization. I just feel like the Japanese added in more stammers than what the localization left in there. Oh, it's Tramizer. We just fought this earlier. Oh, interesting. Oku actually stands for farther off, or a little farther down. So inside technically is not the right phrase. However, knowing what happens at the end of the battle, that term is perfectly appropriate. なら、無理に奥に行かなければ襲ってこないのかもしれませんけど、そうもいきませんよね。あなたにはいっぱいお世話になりましたし、微力ながら私にも協力させてください。危ないからちょっと隠れててね。いいって言うまで出てきちゃダメだよ。Furry bothered to learn the Lippian language, and it's a little annoying that she is now speaking here in English when I expect her to go Lily, but whatever. It's story. What am I talking about? Acceptable breaks of reality. Oh, okay.
Emergency code.
Let's see if I remember this.
Completed.
I didn't remember it. I did not execute that those moves properly, but whatever.
なんとか終わりましたね。あれ？あの子たちは？
瓦礫の中を示してるのか？つっても潜り込む隙間すらなさそうなんだけど。
私の出番ですね。
いや、何も言ってねえって。待って、なんでもう葉っぱの準備終わってるんだよ。
私、自分にできることは精一杯頑張るって決めたので。
I mean, as a localization line, I think this is fine. It's kind of actually this one is a little more definitive of Furry as a character because she actually says something to the effect of, "I've decided for myself I'm always going to perform at my fullest," as in to say like she is absolutely determined for whatever reason to take on this task. So I feel like that this line is a little lacking, but that's fine.
実直なキャストらしい意見だけど、絶対に頑張る方向を間違ってるからな。
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I like this line perfectly fine. It's close enough to what Athens says, and the intent is close enough as well.
口に砂入った。
爆破崩落規模想定内と。はい、これで綺麗になりました。さあ、何があるんでしょうか。
なんだこれ、武器？相棒、これがお前の探し物なのか？
綺麗。これが私たち、この人に見せたかったものなの？
しかし、リリーパ族はどうしてこれのありかを知ってたんだ？
大事、物、預ける。すみません、詳細まではちょっと。
まあそうだよな。むしろここまで案内してくれただけで十分すぎるって感じだ。
That's a surprising change of intent, actually. Well, we get the picture is not what Athens says. He says, well, I guess there's only he says something to the effect of, well, I guess the way is that's just the way things are. Specifically in reply to Furry saying she's not able to get into details, he's like, well, I mean, you tried, right? That's kind of what Athens was trying to say there. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that they changed that to, well, we get the picture. It's a nitpick. It's not bad.
何はともあれ、相棒の探し物が見つかったのには違いないからな。これでよしとしようぜ。
Okay, yeah, that sounds fine. Yeah, 12 seconds. Alright, moving on to another resonance-induced headache.
来てくれた。よかった。無事みたいだ。なんだろう、嫌な予感がしてて、 会いたいなって思ってたから。こんなところに。ダメですよ、まといちゃん。勝手に出歩いちゃ。
I think it's fine.
大丈夫。少し頭が痛いだけ。ダメです。調子が悪いのは事実なんですから。さあ、帰りますよ。
She's a little more forceful in Japanese. She goes, "No, you're not all right. You're still in bad shape. That is a fact. Come on now, back we go." Is come much closer to what she actually says.
わかりました。ごめん、また今度ね。
Leading edge. Oh, this allows me to talk about something.
Oh! Oh! まさしくこれはあの武器の一部に間違いない。
Oh, interesting. They split that into two sentences. Yeah, they just the Japanese merges. It is another one of those broken weapons. There's no mistake. It's just all merged into one sentence.
こうしては俺、早速修繕作業に入らねば。あと一つもよろしく頼む。
So, fun fact, as of the Wednesday update, yes, Wednesday of this week, Zig finally upgrades your weapon. He is now not completely useless anymore. So, the last time when I said, ironically, Zig does not make weapons in the game, is no longer true as of last Wednesday. So, woohoo. If you're watching the last stream and putting down comments, first off, thanks for watching the last stream, but just to let you know, yes, I am finally aware that they updated that this Wednesday, so yay. Last Wednesday, I mean.
新たなマターボードが発生している。どちらにも揺らぐ天秤のようでもあり、揺るがぬしるべのようでもある。
I feel like that's not what she actually said. I mentioned earlier Shion's lines in Japanese. She uses a lot of hard words that I haven't heard of. But if I were to make an educated guess, I think what she actually said something to the effect of, it is as if the balance has tipped. This is the last sentence she said. Everything else in the first sentence is correct. But the last sentence she said something is to the effect of, it is as if the balance is tipping towards one direction, but everything is still remaining balanced and in place. So it's just like, she's contradicting herself within the same sentence, and it's just really bizarre. But oh well.
私たちは求めている。あなたが探し、あなたが得ることを。
Oh, well, I mean, those were obviously two sentences. But hey, you know what? This summarizes it perfectly fine.
私たちは信じている。あなたがそれをなすことを。
They did it again, and they actually summarized it. Thank you, English localization. You're making it shorter for the English speakers, because the Japanese one is annoyingly long. Alright, sweet, finally. Chapter 6 it is. The last fragment.
また逃げられたではないか。
先生、僕に八つ当たりしないでください。
Yeah, that's perfect.
仕方がないですよ。いきなり被験体になれはお願いとして無理がありますって。
そんな悠長なことを言っていられる時期ではないというのに。
I hate you, Aki. I hate you so much.
ああ、君か。いや、竜族に協力を求めているんだが、なかなか応じてくれなくてね。
今みたいな無視はまだマシです。いきなり襲いかかってくることもあるんですから。もうやめましょうよ、先生。命がいくつあっても足りないですよ。
Oh, that's actually fine. Okay, so what he actually says to this effect is, "Come on, Professor. Let's just forget about it. We don't have enough lives to deal with this." Is what he's saying. But no, it's fine.
だが、放っておけば、この惑星の命すべてが食われるのだよ。ダーカーの侵食は、竜族が考えている病などとはわけが違うぞ。惑星全体に広がり、命を蝕むものだ。
I hate you, Aki, so much.
だが、閉鎖的な彼らは、それは外宇宙のことだと聞く耳を持たない。
I hate you, Aki, so
取り
much.
返しのつかないことになる前に、なんとか竜族の長、ロの一族に出会い、協力を取り付けなければ。すまない、愚痴になったな。何か新しい情報が手に入ったら、改めて君にも連絡しよう。ではな。
So, obviously, I'm commenting more on how much I hate Aki, less so than the localization. The localization is fine for all Aki's lines so far.
失礼します。
So I'm totally okay with that from a localization point, translation point. But I also just hate Aki so much. She is absolutely despicable in Japanese.
ARKS、話がある。貴様たちのうちに必要な輩がいる。かの者の我に対する追跡は度が過ぎる。なぜ他の竜族ではなく我にのみ固執するのか。蹴散らしてみせても諦めぬ。貴様がいさめろ。同族の所業の責任を取れ。
ああ、こんなところにいたのか。まったく、そんな姿を見ただけで逃げ出さなくてもいいじゃないか。
追いついただと。いいな、アークス。同族をいさめろ。我は甚だ迷惑している。
The nuisance part is more like I am starting to get frustrated with the roller coaster, but whatever.
どうしたんだい？あの子の一族と話し込んでたようだが。私に話？いやいや、後にしてくれたまえ。今はあの子の一族を追うのが先決なのでね。あの竜族にこだわる理由？そんなの決まっている。彼が危ないからだ。 と説明している間にもどんどん遠ざかっていってしまう。では
Oh, interesting. That's actually a loss in translation. Darn. This I'm actually a little less happy with. The prior line, Aki said something to the effect of, why am I chasing? She does use him in this case, so there's I don't know why she's applying gender specifically, but why am I chasing after him specifically? Because he is dangerous. So it's interesting that they changed that to why am I chasing to just draconians in general. But in the Japanese version, it makes it clear that she's actually chasing a specific one. Despite constantly saying that she's trying to look for just a bunch of code tribes. So it's just that part is an interesting change.
Ah, 君か。いいところに来てくれた。このバカ者の治療を手伝ってくれないか。ずいぶんダーカーと交戦してたみたいでね。正直早く処置しないと危ない。
触れるな。アークスの施しは受けない。
I'm immediately disliking this cutscene.
施しとは失礼だな。私たちはアークスとしての役割を果たしているに過ぎないぞ。すなわち君の中にいるダーカーを滅ぼす、それだけだ。
我のうちにダーカーだと。
何を今さら。君自身がよく分かっているはずだ。内から込み上げる衝動に。まあもし君がこのままダーカーになり下がりたいというのなら、その意思は尊重するがね。
戦いの末で果てるなら本望。我らの誇り愚弄するな。
There's something wrong with this rigging right there. The animations aren't actually moving properly in the mouth. It's a little strange.
君たちこそどこまで命を愚弄すれば気が済む。
Oh, that's a question. Aki, you were asking a question. But yeah, she's saying to the point of like how much of this pride are you willing to go for? Something to that effect. She's just making, unfortunately, she's making fun of, their policy, what's right and wrong.
誇りという聞こえのいい言葉を言い訳にするなよ、竜族。
Oh, that's fine. I mean, the localization is fine. The story and how Aki is acting here is significantly less fine. I just want her out.
その誇りとやらのために今までの歴史を全て消し去るつもりなのか。目を背けるなよ、竜族。分かっているはずだ。聡明な君たちには分かるはず。このまま狂う竜族が増えればどうなってしまうかなんて問うまでもないことだろう。
貴様たちならばダーカーに正確に正常に対処できるとそう言うのか。
Interesting. He says a lot of words for just swiftly and surely is the way the localization translated to. But it's closer to like precisely like surgically, precisely, all that sort of like really very specific adjectives.
私一人では無理だ。私はアークスとしては出来損ないだからな。だがここにはこの優秀なアークス君がいるのだから大丈夫だ。任せたまえ。
Oh, interesting. In the Japanese, she identified as a male, so that's a weird thing, error in Japanese.
その名、火の襟より聞いた。貴様がそうなのか。炉の伝えし、話にあり、旧姓の存在なのか。
それはまた随分と大きな話だ。とはいえ、あながち間違いでもない。
Oh, interesting. No, I like this localization line. It flows better. But yeah, incidentally, what she actually says was closer to the effect of that is quite a very large story. And then follows up with, but it may not be too off the mark.
証明が必要というならば、まずは目前の弱り切った竜族を救うとしよう。
I'm not sure I caught that audio correctly, so I can't comment too much about this. I thought she said something to the effect of, why not have this ARKS? If you need proof, why not have this ARKS save all the weak ones? Not just specifically this one. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I misheard.
なあ、救世主君。
Alright, well, I'm gonna test my luck and see what happens if I select this.
お、相棒じゃんか。お前も探索か何かか。へへ、俺もそんなところだよ。やっといろんなところに行けるようになってきたからな。ここから俺の本当の始まり。
Oh, yeah. No, this is totally fine as a localization. Tiny nitpick. Instead of a whole new world's opened up to us, he said something more to the effect of, there's now more places to explore. So.
手伝い？いいよいいよ、そういうの。正直当てのない探し物だしな。見つかったら儲けもん程度。もちろん諦めてるわけじゃねえよ。見つける気は満々。俺の手で見つけ出したいってだけ。だってなんつうか、その方が感動的だと思わねえ。なんてな。ま、気遣ってくれてありがとよ、相棒。困ったら真っ先に連絡するからさ。
Oh, nante nice. Like, well, it's the way it is. It's just like a weird sentence structure, but it's just the way it is for me. Anyway, thanks for looking out for me, and then so on and so forth. So that's interesting. They removed that, which is probably good because it doesn't really add anything to his character or the dialogue.
じゃあな。
Oh snap! That was only a minute long.
すみません、ちょっとぼーっとしてました。いえ、怪我とかじゃないんです。ちょっと考え事をしていただけで。知り合いにアークスの仕事をサボっていたり、手を抜いているのがバレてしまいまして、怒られるかなって思ったんですよ。でも彼女はなんだか妙に優しくて、無理しないでって。ああ、許してくれたと思ったけど、なんかすごくその言葉がぐさりときてですね。彼女はなりたくてもなれない。だから僕が代わりに頑張らないといけないのに、なんだか 悔しいですね。僕の怠惰を彼女が彼女のせいだと感じているのがとても歯がゆい。そんなことないのに、悪いのは僕なのに。
Those are all really good lines. Well done, localization team. No complaints on any of that.
ああ、お前か。お前でもいいか。いや、まだ早いな。おい、ゼノはどこだ？一緒じゃないのか？あいつとなら楽しい戦いができる。こういう時にしゃしゃり出てこなくてどうする？つまらねえやつだ。肝心な時に役に立たねえとは変わらねえな。あまりにも変わらなさすぎておかしくて腹がよじれそうだ。お前はどうなるんだろうな。ゼノみたいになるのか、俺みたいになっちまうのか、楽しみだぜ。
Oh, I like that line. I'm pissing myself is flavor text. He doesn't actually say that. He just flat out says, I'm waiting to find out, or I'm interested in finding out soon. So, but I like that extra flavor text because it adds to his character. Like, a lot of Getamholt's line, it sounds like to me, adds to his very militaristic style of speech, which you get hints of in the Japanese, but it's not nearly as overt as the way the English makes it. So it's all really good flavor text in my opinion. Not to mention, like, he's already, a jerk by every single means. So that sort of phrasing really helps.
行くぞ、シーナ。
私に聞かれても無駄ですよ。ゲッテムハルト様とゼノ様の間に何があったのか興味ありませんから。それでは失礼します。
Alright. Chris. Obviously you can, this will be the last part, or no, we've already watched the last part, it's already 7:01. But remind me next time that we should be watching Surveillance or Observation on Chapter 6, and more importantly, remember to switch to Discord voice and mute the Twitch channel to get to the meat of the stream. Alright, sweet. We're here. I don't know if anyone else in our friends list is in here yet. Let me first check to see whether we're on a populated or not populated block. I'm surprised 4 is not as populated. I'm gonna go with 32. Let's see, is any of our friends available online right now? Only one person, who is a different friend entirely. So it doesn't look like our usuals are online yet. Interesting. In the meantime, I should probably talk about what I did off screen. So it turned out I had a lot of missions, already unlocked, so I tried taking care of most of them, and then that boosted my level to level 31 very quickly, so I guess yay. Other thing worth talking about, since I am a gunner, I'm going to talk to Risa right here, I am a gunner, I did quickly take care of some of the tutorial-like stuff that she mentioned, as well as want to get some gunner skill points, so I'll be accepting these too. Yeah. Lovely work out there. I saw your reports. It was so wonderful. It gives me the chills. Twin machine guns are so great for hitting every last inch of your baddies and turning them to dust. You really should punish them. Looks like you've grown attached to it, so you can just hold on to it. I'm seriously in love with this report. She says, this is very fun. Anyways, now keep making good use of twin machine guns and make all of those baddies suffer, okay? Then, Gunner Basics. Oh, what have we here? A regular old mission report with no drama at all. Well, that's cool. I was hoping for blood, chaos, madness, slaughter. The good stuff. Oh well, I still have to follow these rules and regulations and dreadful social norms. I'll let the ARKS big shot know you did what you came to do. Yay! Woohoo! To celebrate, why don't you go out there and really torment some enemies for me, please? So, I don't know if you can figure this out, but Risa tends to be a fan favorite for being very obviously a psychopath. But yay, you got skill points. You can actually use it for learning new skills if we wanted to. I wanted to... Oh gosh, these are pretty bad. Yeah. Let's put 5 in there. Take that. Then I'll dedicate more of this here. So hopefully I'll be able to show off chain finishers soon. I take it you're not hearing any reports online, Chris? On Discord? Alright, well, I'm gonna move right on forward. Let's start off with the Nightfaller Subjugation mission, which is gonna take place in Daybreak province.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh dear, I'm hearing audio through somebody's mic here.
That's Tess.
That's Tess.
Hello.
Oh, hi Tess. Alright, let's
Hello.
Add you to our party. Do party. Invite to party. Yes. Yeah, we're hearing audio through Discord, Tess.
Oh, okay. Let me just go ahead and...
While we're at this, I'm gonna start this, quest. I think... No, it doesn't. Okay, sweet. Ooh, that's an alliance thing? Sweet. Oh, so, completely random. I don't know, Tess, if you're still working on the headphones things. Let me know when you're back.
Alright, how's that?
Let me test. Alright, yeah, that's pretty darn good. So far so good. Super duper quick, since you're at level 25, I just accepted a quest and you can see the indicator saying we should go out to the gateway. But before you do that, if you go under the client order menu, that is from the right 1, 2, 3, 4, and then client order from the top 3. You might notice that the orders that can be accepted in fields of ongoing quest, the bottommost entry, is actually now enabled, and that allows you to accept any quest that is involved in the area that we're going to. So that's like a really quick and easy way of collecting client orders that are.
What do you mean by the client order menu?
So if you are on the default menu, there's a globe. And then in that, there's a lot of different entries, including.
Oh, here we go.
Missions.
Yeah.
Client
ARKS
orders.
missions, mission pass, client orders. Okay.
And then the bottommost menu entry. So you already know how
client
orders work. You've already talked to Advin about it. But interestingly, before you head out, it's possible to take the orders that can be accepted in the fields of ongoing quest, which is a super duper quick shortcut to grab any orders relevant to the area that we're about to head out to.
Okay.
And so it becomes a really
Interesting.
quick and easy way of getting more experience points. Speaking of experience points, you have discovered the Title Keeper, and I'll go over that later, but yeah, I have a couple of titles I wanted to talk about. But yeah, are you ready? Looks like your character's ready. Alright, we're going to the Daybreak province. Cutscene, thank you. Yes, look at that pattern. The fact that they dropped a ring on there kind of hides the fact that it's supposed to look like a yin-yang. Alright, I assume Anthony is gonna take a while to join, so I'll know good at Anthony. And I don't know. The chat online can let me know. Oh, I don't. Weird, I don't have her partner card yet. Never mind. Well, looks like I had to do some grinding. Anyways, we'll worry about that later. I'll add Anthony in there. I don't know if there's any other friends who wanted to add Tess.
I think I need to actually get Adam to do one of these, because I think the only person I still have is you.
Well, go for it.
Unless you want to do Alphen or something.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine adding myself back in there. Given that it's a completely different looking character, I'm usually.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There you go. You need a hand. Sweet. Alright, so before we go too far, this land lets me rant about the importance of localization versus people being like, you should just literally translate what the heck the Japanese says. And this land in very specific allows me to say, no, that is a horrible, horrible idea. So I don't know. Are you ready? To head out? I mean, not to listen to me rant.
yeah. No, I'm ready whenever you are.
Sure. Sweet. Alright, so as you know, this is the Nightfaller Subjugation quest, which is repel the enemies and collect 200 quest points. You get quest points for killing enemies, so easy peasy. There are a lot of giants here.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, they're very big.
Heads. Yes.
Oh god.
Yeah, their heads are the weak spot, so that's where I would recommend it. But yeah, no, this is very obviously Feudal Japan area. Chris, we did it. We got our obligatory Feudal Japan in our JRPG tropes checklist. So, okay. Let's see, what was I going to say? Right. So right now the Nightfallers is these enemies are just generically called Nightfallers. They're from the Nightfall area province. So that's the basic story. That's the basic story behind that. And like this mission alone kind of gives you the idea that like, hey, there are all these Nightfaller enemies, you know, invading the Daybreak province. So, you know, that's a little concerning, right? That's a little concerning more from the safety of these denizens kind of thing. If you're being like if you're trying to roleplay as an actual JRPG character, and being like the good people and trying to save a kingdom from slaughter. However, so I mentioned earlier, this kind of allows me to talk about how much I think localization is important. And the important part when I talk about localization is really taking into account how each culture is different, and trying to make one culture, media created from one culture more palpable and more consumable to an audience overseas. So obviously PSO2 is a classic example of this, where it's like a Japanese game, and they want to make it, they want people in the US and Europe to enjoy the game with it. And that really requires taking into account certain cultural differences, such as the fact that the name Daybreakers and Nightfallers in the original Japanese was simply called White and Black Clan.
Oh.
Yep, exactly. You can see where this is going, right? Yeah, it's bad. Now you might be asking, okay, come on, Japan, why the heck did you decide to color code these two? And for the Japanese, the intent is actually pretty clear when you go through story mode. The white and the black colors are supposed to represent the yin and the yang. So, it even goes into detail about how, like, the Nightfallers and the Daybreakers has been in war for a very long time, which Japan has actually been in war for a very long time before, I think Toyotomi Ieyasu is his name, finally unified the country by just overpowering everyone else. So that is not what happens in this case. They reach a temporary truce and agree to not attack each other. But when you first enter this planet, according to the story mode, the Nightfallers has already started to invade Daybreaker province for reasons unknown. And it becomes your job to figure out why. Anyways, but if they actually legitimately just stuck with the name, White and Black, I would be incredibly unhappy. And I think a lot of Americans will agree that if they left that in there, they would be incredibly unhappy with it. Despite the fact that there's actual significance behind the names of those. So I thought that it was actually genuinely really clever that they switched to daybreaking and nightfalling. Like, what a great way to represent, the yin and yang that way, right? I don't know about you, but that does a really good job of conveying that notion without bringing racism into the equation, right?
Yeah.
So, no, this is a really clever choice. Thank you, Sega, and thank you for the localization team. You have a very unenviable job of taking those kind of controversies and figuring out how to make it, not controversial. So I'm happy to see that, they actually made attempts to figure out how to iron out those sort of cultural problems that would have emerged if they chosen to do direct translation. Because, oh my goodness, this would have been a terrible game otherwise, I think. So there is that. What else comes to mind? I mean, otherwise they didn't really do anything aesthetically. As far as I can tell, they didn't do anything aesthetically to these worlds. to try to change it and, you know, Americanize it or Europeanize it or Westernize it or whatever phrase you want to use. Like, it's, as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be any sort of like specific censorship going on to this area that I honestly would be surprised if anyone would find that controversial for any reason. So, you know, good on them. You get to appreciate Feudal Japan.
Yeah, that's a really neat story.
Right. Now there
it's funny though.
Go on.
It's funny though. This is just mechanic stuff, but there have been times where like my pet will just randomly jump on something, and I'll be like, "What?" And I'll turn around and be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you see now." That's the thing.
Well, I mean, I guess that's the reason why a lot of people, when they say like, "Oh, you're used to open world, you know, MMORPGs like World of Warcraft," they tend to recommend the Summoner as a starting class, because it's so minimal. Like, not minimal after. Pardon me, that's not the term I'm looking for. It has a control scheme and a play style most similar to those kind of games. Right. Whereas, like, you know, the gunner character I'm playing, like, genuinely requires you to have like platinum game level reflexes to play.
Emergency code.
Okay, sweet. I guess we're done.
Completed.
What's a present? What is this present? Rappy, tweet tweet, can you hear me? I'm a weaponsmith and a devotee of all things rappy. But we already have Anthony here. I strive to educate others in how nice-smelling, soft, and generally lovable rappies are. I heard tales of your exploits. I give you this in hopes that you will expand your appreciation for rappies more than ever. Your creator. Oh, nice. Magetsu bonus key silver. We will not do that. I will put that in my storage for the time being. And it does not look like it lasts more than... Well, I'll have to figure out when I can use that. But hey, quick item management stuff. I don't need this. Don't need that. I won't need those nefarious rocks very soon. Don't need that too. And I really don't need this. Oh darn. Tore through my mates. Sweet. Oh right, where was I? Let's continue on to the next quest, which is the ARKS quest, and then suppress a boss. Oh, we finally get a boss. That is super quick, actually. Whoops. We'll cancel. You're about to abandon the quest. Yes, sorry about that. I made a mistake. Accept quest. You're about to accept this quest. I forgot to turn on the alliance members only accepting current block. So pardon me. That actually kind of worked out. Me needing to fix that actually kind of worked out. Oh, right. So there's a character named Ash Maiden that you find in Harukotan on story mode, and interestingly, do we want to start heading out soon, or?
Sure. Yeah.
Well, let me try buying some stuff. Never mind. I am the one that needs help here. All right, done. Cool. I'm ready. Right. So there's a character named Ash Maiden. You will know her if you do any of the Magetsu, urgent quests. So yeah, we just need to get to the end for this quest. But anyways, right, Magetsu. So her name has significance. So in Japanese, the color gray is Haido or ash colored. And, you know, originally, these two clans were called, you know, White and Black Clan, which would make Ash Maiden, you know, an ash colored, as in someone stuck in between those two clans. That's the name significance behind her name. And that's why she's called the Ash Maiden. It's like she's actually supposed to be colored gray.
Interesting. So is ash like consistently used as like a metaphor for being stuck between yin and yang or something? Or just being in between?
No,
sorry,
so yeah, there's a lot of things going on screen, and I need to focus on playing sometimes. No, I don't think so. I think this is the first time I've seen it being applied for that specific purpose. But you know, I don't consume Japanese media much anymore, so I could be completely wrong on that regards. But yeah, if you're wondering why, you know, the liaison between Daybreakers and Nightbreakers is called Ash Maiden. It's actually in response to the color ash, rather than, you know, Daybreak or Nightbreak. And that's a little unfortunate because Daybreak and Nightbreak are already like very Twilight-like at time of era. So there's not that many good names I can think of, other than potentially Twilight Maiden or something to that effect. But I'm pretty darn sure like Nintendo has a not copyright, what's it called? Trademark on that. Why am I not using this roll more often instead of dodge?
Completed.
Oh, don't want to lose you too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Fortunately, I figured out a really fast way to travel with this character, so... It's really silly. This character is just... Gunners are silly. I kinda like it. Oh, interesting. This one's divided into two areas. Which is not usually the case for a lot of Harutan's levels. I need to get that off my weapon palettes, especially once I get something better than lobbing. Oh, weird. So, yeah, those are all the significance that I can tell of when it comes to names of these characters. And
hello.
oh yes. Yeah, I do like it. I do like the lore behind Harpotan's planet. It's significantly more fleshed out than Lilliputian, Amduskia, and Wolpal. Oh, there's the exit right here. Interesting. Or is it?
I think that might have been where we came in.
Well, it said inaccessible, so sadly, that's not the right place, I guess. I don't know, what does Chris think about Feudal Japan? The Daybreaker province right here. Oh dear, not this again.
I like it.
You like it?
Oh, hello.
Oh gosh, so many things to avoid! I'm running.
What the?
Emergency. Code. Distraction.
Oh, distraction. Okay, interesting.
Oh yeah, it's technically plausible to kill Gel
Oh,
both.
jeez.
Yeah, it's technically
Okay.
possible to kill Gel both, but it requires using a turret. I'm standing.
I'm dead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, well, let me run away for 40 seconds.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
Ah,
How's it
Anthony
going?
missed my rant.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
What was it about?
I was so we were going through, pardon me, the Nightfaller's Subjugation quest, which occurs in the Daybreak province. However, in the original Japanese dialogue, the name Daybreakers and Nightfallers were actually the white and the black clan.
Okay.
And I was saying about the importance of localization, because, you know, the Nightfallers is the black clan, and the Daybreak province will be the white province.
Right.
You can see how this will be very problematic.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna revive you real quick.
Looks like I...
Thank you.
Looks like I got an update. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, that update came in on Wednesday, and it is a very large update, so we're gonna find out how long it'll take.
You probably told me about it too, and I probably never did it.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if you told me. I can't remember. You usually do.
Yeah. This is a dead end test. Also, really stupid fact here, you can actually jump onto the rooftops and travel only on the rooftops if you really, really wanted to. It has no benefits that I can tell of.
Well, there are boxes out here. That's interesting.
Right.
Actually, for me, this works well because I get like a bird's eye view of everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
This is nice. Oh. Uh-oh, okay. Hi.
Is that a boss? Oh, that is a boss. maybe I should get on the rooftop. Here.
Completed.
Cool. Oh yeah, so I mentioned it on the server, but on Discord server that is. But they reduced the number of blocks from 80 to 50. So you're gonna probably see more people in the lobby than you normally would in our live stream. So that's just interesting.
Okay.
They made that change.
Your Majesty, code, unite.
Where are these two? Oh, there they are. I really need to come up with another PA for this.
Completed.
Oh, what's going on? Oh no, Morgano! Why, Orbit? Why?
Your Majesty, code, attack.
Am I pronouncing their name properly? Morgano? Sorry, I haven't played Persona, so...
Completed.
Oh. Okay, my character's a spirit. Good to know. I forgot the AI characters has teleportation powers for seemingly no reason. I'm gonna ignore that monster for a minute. Because I'm going to assume this is the exit. Now that I have a safe assumption, I can tell from the minimap. So, quick work. Okay, thanks. Ah, yes, bird. Yeah, so Daybreakers, Nightfallers, definitely better turns. What else is worth talking about here? Well, anything that's worth talking about that's not spoilers. Even though we're not going to get to episode 3 whatsoever for this live stream. Sorry, we're not going to be able to cover that much story material despite our usual 30-minute long story mode portion. This game, there's actually 10 chapters per episode, so and we're still at what, chapter 6? So there's still so much to go through. Okay, this boss. Interesting boss. It moves very fast. I think with 2 players it's probably not that horrible. But anyways, I would focus on the beads first. And then it goes into phase 2 after that you destroy all of its beads that it has in its 4 hands, I think, if not 6. But Yeah, and then after that, phase 2, just aim for its main body, avoid the wheel. And you'll know what I mean when I say avoid the wheel. It's a head on a head, Chris. Oh look, there's 2 of them?
Oh, I didn't avoid the wheel! Okay, alright.
Okay, okay, that's the thing. They are indeed speaking in Japanese. Oh right, I remember now. If you're going through... Oh, okay. If you're going through story mode, one thing you're going to quickly find out is that they speak in the old Japanese. If you're watching the Japanese version of it, the Japanese dubbing of it. However, this is slightly less obvious, I've noticed, from the English sub. So do keep that in mind. But it's just really interesting to me.
Is the English sub all speaking Shakespearean?
No, they don't. It's really sad. I felt like that was a really lost opportunity because
because feudal Japan was contemporary with Shakespeare.
Right. Alright, cool. So let's see if I can test this mechanic here after I destroy this game. Okay, cool. Okay. Yep, you can. Interesting. So, my character as a gunner has a combo time where you're supposed to use just normal attacks at the beginning to increase your combo counter. And then you can use that opportunity to, once you get the counter up to a certain point, and this is actually really arbitrary, you get to choose at what point you want to switch to this. But if you use a photon art, the combo counter becomes a multiplier to how much damage your photon arts will do. So typically, when it comes to trying to get the single hardest hitting hit, gunners usually tends to win specifically because of that mechanic, where you can really rapidly increase that combo counter to a point where like the multiplier is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, is that the sound of Discord messing up? Oh no, that must have been somebody. Oh, there's it. Okay.
That was Anthony disconnecting.
Oh, was it?
Okay.
I see. Yeah, I can still hear you, Tess. Good news.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, let's increase that.
I've got my mic muted for now.
I see. And sell everything else.
I'll be right back.
Sweet. Oh, these are really good stuff. Item management, I take it. Ooh. I have an experience about what I want to use that. Alright, I don't want to see it's just yet. So, okay, yeah, I switched it all to HP recovery, so I think I'll leave it at that. Deposit that there. Cool, I just finished my inventory management. Nice. I wonder if I learned anything. No, I only have Grim Barrage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 6 built on cards, so that's a little unfortunate. Ah, nice.
I'm just going through all these discs that I have.
Nice.
Didn't realize that it actually gave notifications.
Yeah, sweet. Alright, well, it sounds like sounds like you're ready for the next quest, yes?
Yeah.
Oh, oops. Okay. We're going to explore now. Sweet. That means fishing. I'm totally ready to fish. I probably want to grab some Moon Atomizers since I'm starting to run out. As you might have noticed, you can only have up to 5 Moon Atomizers. And speaking of Moon Atomizers, I didn't give context to that. That's what I'm using to revive you.
I'm sorry I'm making you use your items.
No, it's fine. I have like 47 of them in storage. So it's not like I'm running out, it's just that I can only carry 5 each and every time.
Okay.
That's also not to mention, like, you know, I still have 5 million Meseta in my bank account.
Okay. Well, if it, oh, hello. Well, if it does get to be a lot, feel free to just
I'm not
sit
worried.
there. But thank you very much for helping me out with all that.
At some point in the stream, would you be interested in showing off some of your pets, Tess?
Oh yeah. Sure. I can talk about what I know about them.
Oh yeah.
The ones that I have.
Obviously, right now we're busy, so I'm not going to ask.
We are in the middle of a war.
We're in the middle of saving the Daybreakers from Nightfallers. Okay, nothing in the air. Cool. Aimed fire. That's a ranger attack. I'm sure. Alright. Moving on. You can in fact fish in this level, and it's in such a place where it's like, oh, that's a good place to fish. Oh, interesting. That's its weak spot. Okay. I learned something new. Do I want to fish here? Let's do it. For good time's sake. Go, Anthony's AI, go! I believe in you.
Oh, okay.
Good job, Anthony's AI. I guess by proxy, Anthony, you did a great job.
Alright.
Yeah, Wanda. Go fire those arrows, Anthony. Oh, I got one more. Nice. And some more sound effects. Is that, we're running out of battery sound effect? Oh, there we go. Speak of the devil. So you can see that I'm obviously fishing first before I do harvesting, because harvesting gives you, honestly, more useful materials. Ooh, that's a good one. I want that. Anthony's AI, you're not trying to save the world? Come on, get closer. Come on, Anthony, you can do it, there you go. I'm cheering you on, but I'm not gonna help you. Ah, no, darn it. That plan did not work as expected. Well, it looks like you eliminated everyone. Thank you, Tess, for doing that while I was doing absolutely nothing.
Well, no, you're fishing. I assume that does something good for the thing. Oh, here's a... Oh no, is that the same person? Oh, what? What are you?
You know what, forget it. I'm done.
It's a Jackinum box.
Oh yeah, those. I'm gonna chase after you, figure where you are.
Wait, I keep mixing you up with
the
TVGS and the Tartaro. I keep thinking that this Tartaro guy is actually you, and not an AI that is usually you.
That's fair. I'm making this very confusing. But yeah, no, TVGS is technically my out. Well, see, that's the thing then. It must mean that the auto chats I've added in is really good roleplay, that you couldn't make a difference between the real me and then, you know, the pre-typed me.
I wasn't really paying much attention to, like, stuff like that. For me, it was just like that's usually what you look like, and so you come over and you like defeat a whole bunch of people, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's Taro coming over and just fighting things. And then TVKS comes over, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, that's Taro this time.
Today, for 3 hours. Oops, the wrong button. It looks like this is a dead end. Darn. But there's boxes. I should actually try translating what the heck they're actually saying. So, この程度で is, that's actually a cutout sentence there. They're not finishing their sentence properly. But yeah, they're replying to the fact that you're really strong. この程度で is kind of like, oh, despite that limit, or like, despite how the situation looks or stuff like that, and then they're falling over. So it's meant to kind of comment the fact that they're so weak in comparison to you. But there we go. That got me.
Almost like this isn't what it looks like. You know, I'm not. There's something I don't know.
Well, I mean, the Nightfallers are obviously very overconfident. It's like, we're so large in comparison to you, we should be able to overpower you. So that's just kind of like the personality that they give off with a lot of their dialogue. So when they're saying この程度 that they're being caught off guard. They're like, that was just supposed to be scratch damages.
I see.
So it's not an insult or praise for that matter. It's just like, oh, we heavily underestimated the situation.
Well,
hi.
I killed a bird, and it dropped a rare thing.
Yes, it's shiny. Rappies is quote-unquote a rare enemy that can sometimes pop up in place of another enemy. I say quote-unquote because in my playthrough they're actually pretty darn common. But they almost consistently drop something rare.
Let's see.
Obviously, for the people who, casually heard of, looked over the game, Rappy is pretty much the mascot of this game. Which is why there are so many Rappy references in this game. It's their Pikachu. Which, I can't blame them. The weird thing in this game is that there's two different versions of Rappies. One which is the Nav Rappies, which only appears in the forest. And then there's the Rappies, which just appears wherever they feel like.
Interesting.
Right. Nav Rappy, by the way, is very similar to the Regul, Regul Ragul Rappy that appeared in PSO1. So yeah, like a lot of the enemies in Nefarious is actually a reference to the first game, Forest Area, where they would have exactly the same type of monsters, including a wolf monster, and having like a wolf monster, a penguin monster, I guess. That's what a Nav Rappy is, or regular Rappy is, so on and so forth. Hi, Rappy. That's the second time you're appeared. You're supposed to be rare. Don't run away, Rappy. Oh, Megaverse is good.
Ooh.
Let's see if I remember. Oh yeah, that's a song. Let's see if I remember this appropriately. If memory serves correct, Megaverse is the one where each time you attack, I think 10% of that gets converted to plus on your HP. Not your HP limit, like, you know. It's basically Resta, but it scales based off of the party's attack. More importantly, it does not require a charge.
Interesting.
Right. So, some healers tend to prefer that over Resta, when they're in a party, of course, because it's just sometimes more effective.
Emergency! Code! Distraction!
Found monsters? Where are they? Oh, we found the exit anyway, so this level is starting to get long. How's the download going, Anthony? I hope it's past halfway point. Oh, there you go. There it is. Yeah.
Completed!
Alright, sweet. Let's head out. Should get a sip of water before I talk about what monster we're gonna be dealing with, because this can be simultaneously an easy and a hard boss at the same time. So, I mean, you play Banjo-Kazooie a lot, or played. So probably this part isn't nearly too hard to figure out. I would recommend carefully watching the next boss's movements, and like feel free to take a distance. I'm gonna aggro it as much as possible since I know what to expect. A lot of his moves, I assumed it's a he. Actually no, I think that is true because they have males and female versions of each different creatures for Daybreakers and Nightfallers, and they actually clarify which one looks like which they look very distinctly different. But anyways, where was I going with this? Right, so our next boss, they have a lot of really fast moving moves and a lot of slow moving ones. It hits very hard like every boss does, but the good news is that it is very well choreographed. Like, it's pretty easy to figure out what its next move is going to be. What their next move is going to be. So, you might want to carefully observe what their next attacks are. Specifically, the ones that you're going to want to pay most attention to are ones that creates ice formations, because the ice formations becomes a bridge to start attacking its head. And now, to be fair, you're a summoner, so you might not have to care about this too much. But for melee characters, they're going to want to run up to the head, so they're going to want to, run up the stairs that the icicles has created to get up to the head and start attacking it really hard. So those are the ones that normally people will want to pay most attention to. You can stun it by attacking other body parts, especially its legs, legs and chest actually. So those will cause it to stun when it takes enough damage, and it will change its attack patterns on phase 2. It's pretty hard to tell when that triggers, but the attack patterns will change, so you want to be careful and be on your toes for that. But like I said, despite being very fast moving and very hard hitting, it is a very predictable boss. So in this case, careful observation matters more. I hope that prepares you.
Oh no, yeah.
Ah, so cool. What a nice entrance. It is such a shame we have to kill you.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm in a corner. I'm in a literal corner. Okay.
Oh, I stunned it already. That's good. Oh, why am I doing this? I can start with this. Oh, there it is. Onore, by the way, stands for how dare you.
Did we already kill it?
Yep, I guess we did. Yay, the power of level 33, I guess. Yeah, what was I going to say? So he says a lot of Japanese dialogues. I should try actually trying to translate them on the fly. Season, I would assume, is attack name. Darn it. I'm already forgetting what the heck this character is saying. Well, I guess we'll encounter it back again at some point.
Okay.
Oh wow, I'm getting so many items. Oh, carpet balls are interesting. Yay! And I got weapons I don't want. Oh wow, I got a lot of discs. Ooh, are those? Nope. Alright, well. Not gonna want those, exchange that for X cubes. I can start selling some of these. Anything that says Alba, I'm totally gonna sell. Like them. Arms. None of these units looks good to me. This disc I can't learn. This Masada crystal is meant to be sold. I am feeling like I want to go to the lobby real quick, or do you just want to hop to the next quest, Tess? Either is fine. It actually probably would be better for stream if we go to the next quest anyways.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay.
I mean, you wanted me to talk about pets at one point, so...
Oh yeah, well, let's swap to the next quest. And then,
Emergency. Code.
Oh, hello.
Invite Daltair to party.
Oh, okay. Well, we have to go to the lobby now.
Okay.
Where are we? We are on block 32.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I should talk to Hans. So, another grinding. Speaking of grinding, Tess, I know you've been taking mostly Athens and Pietro's client orders, but there's Hans in the far... Which direction is this? West. Far west corner, according to my minimap. His client orders are consistently about just kill X number of these things. But they give the most experience, well, on average, the most experience point than any other character that I know. So his quests are usually worth going through if you're just grinding out levels. Wow, you're really something else. You clocked out those rough and tough guys out there with no problem at all. I can just see myself taking them down now. Bang, zoom. There's no way I'm going to lose. With such a good role model, it'll be a walk in the park even for me. All thanks to you, naturally. Seriously, thanks, Don. I'll be counting on you again. It's like, you kept going on without even thinking about stopping. You seriously don't do things half big, buddy. There's no way an ordinary person could ever catch up to you. Yo, that doesn't mean I'm giving up, though. Which means, this is time, it's my turn to take him down. I got the perfect strategy. Those Rangam and Ganagam won't know what hit him. Thanks for the guidance, pal. I actually don't like those enemies. They get me. Then they hit me hard. A lot. It's like, size doesn't matter to you at all, pal. You got the most amazing battle instincts in the whole flippin' universe. No other strategy needed. Your fighting style is plenty. I'm gonna go all out too. Alright, I'm off. Thanks again. Take it easy once in a while. You gotta... Yeah? Gotta get that you time in. Alright, so obviously I submitted all my client orders to Hans. But yes, hi Anthony! I need to add you in, don't I? Sweet. So, while we are here, I have this mission called Complete Try Enhancing a Ring, which I have all the items except grinders. I need to grab grinders. I have nearly all the items ready and available for me to get started on that, so I might as well quickly go over that. Silly tutorial. Oopsies. Just to prove that I can do it. It's super duper simple. You go to the Enhanced Item Scientist. Today it's Monica. And you go to Rings. I want the forward stylish roll. And you, interestingly, it will tell you what items do you need. And in this case, Nefarious Rock is what you need here, which is what you can get from harvesting. So that's actually another place where harvesting is really useful. You can get some materials to enhance your ring as well as making your ring. But anyways, I obviously want to go put this in ranged power because that's where most of our power comes from. But here we go. We did it! Alright, we're done. One last thing, Equipment Officer Prin has collection folders. Collection folders are surprisingly complicated to talk about, so I'm not going to go over it too much. But, nope. Discard sheet. These are the ones I believe I just unlocked, so I'm just going to discard them. Getting them is actually really useful because they give you Dio weapons, and especially when you're... Oh, and also they give you 13-star eggs, so yeah, that makes them very useful. In my case, let's see, there's no... Wow. I'll go with a Cannon Revolzio just for the heck of it. Sure. So you can just claim a sheet. And then what happens is that you have to collect the item that the objective gives you. I don't want this. Oh, I'll take that actually. That one is good. But yeah, long story short, it allows you to, it requires you to collect each of these deal items first before you actually get the major item as well. You defeated it. Excellent. Order complete. Such a fine job. You did it. Try enhancing the ring. I'm supposed to talk to Sophia, but I'm not gonna bother. I think we can move on to the next subquest, but I know Tess and probably Anthony are probably working on a couple other things, so let me know when.
I'm ready.
You're ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Then give me a few minutes. I've been talking a lot. I need some water. Alright. I think now I'm ready. How are we looking on time? It's 8:16. Looking so far so good. The floating faculty on exploration specifically can be really hard. But this mission, it should not be that hard. Right, you wanted to go over your pets.
Yes, okay. So let me go ahead and do that. So, oh geez, I just dashed again. Alright, so, can you see me pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one that you start out with. The species is called Wanda. I don't know why they all have like names for the species names. Probably just like the default like a name they're considering the pets to have. But this is a Wanda. I called her Melody because it goes along with me being named Arya. Yeah, she's kind of just an all-around, pet. She just sort of attacks things, and she has all-around stats and everything. The next most common one that I use here is, I forget what species this is called. Let me go back to my pets and look. Ares is a trim.
Oh.
And I don't know much about all the other pets that I don't have right now. But a lot of birds I've heard have some interesting possibilities of sort of attacking far away and sometimes even attacking at like a range. So I don't know if I'm actually able to do it here, but yeah.
Oh,
so like that attack right there, kind of, it takes up a lot of PP, but it allows him to attack from kind of away from the action, which is nice if you have an enemy who's doing, I don't know, one of those things where they electrocute like their whole body or surround it with red stuff or whatever. So that's, I find him really useful. This is a Viola pet. I've named her Twilight. But she technically has this thing where you can go into like a power-up mode, and I think in the power-up mode your attack power goes up. I think that was the big one, was attack power goes up and something else good happens. But you become slower and your PP consumption becomes higher.
Interesting.
And then the other mode just being normal mode, you can switch back to at any time. I'm not actually sure how to switch into powered up mode though. So that's something I'm kinda still trying to figure out at some point. But she's still really good. She has this nice stomp ability, which looks like it actually, at the very least, I noticed it's knocked down some flying enemies. I think it might actually stun some stuff, though I'm not actually sure.
Oh, it might be like the Knuckles ground punch. I don't know the name of the ground punch. The Knuckles moves all have very unique names. But that one, the ground slam move, also does something similar, where it manages to knock down aerial enemies for some reason, and it stuns anything that's it stuns anything within a certain radius that is grounded near you, and it is such an effective mobbing tool. So I can see that being useful if, you know, basically it has the same functionality, because stunned enemies are really, like, just having that status effect on them is super duper useful because you have that much more time to deal with that situation.
Yeah. So those are probably the top 3 that I use a lot. Other ones that I have here are this guy. He is a, what is he, a Redrin?
Yeah, I see that.
Yes. So this is a Redrin. I still haven't quite figured him out yet. Okay, yeah, so he shoots that stuff. I think it's like mostly what he does is he just shoots a lot of stuff. I guess that one was different.
Oh, that's actually a really nice mobbing tool. Like the mobbing move right there. That's cool.
Oh yeah, most of them have a circular move.
Right.
Like that. Yeah, they I guess she doesn't actually, but maybe it's mostly the flyers. I know Wanda definitely. Yeah.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, this guy I think probably has one of the more interesting mechanics to him. He is a, oh god, what is he called? Yeah, Marin. So what happens with him, if I understand all like the tutorial stuff correctly, is he as he takes damage, he becomes bigger. As he becomes bigger, his attack power goes up pretty significantly. But if he gets to the point where he would normally faint, he actually explodes. And the explosion can do damage to both enemies and friends and to myself. So you have to be really careful with him, because you can very easily just like kill yourself with him. There's a light variant and a dark variant, I think, at least according to Pietro's information. And I think it said the light variant takes more damage to actually explode, and has a larger difference between damage done when they're closer to exploding and damage done when they're not. But the explosion is much larger and does significantly more damage if you get caught up in it, opposed to the dark variant where those mechanics are still in play to a certain extent, but they don't expand as much, they don't explode with as much force, and they don't get as much sort of attack power up. They're much more neutral up until the end. Then I have this person. I'm not actually sure much about them right now. Looks like everything they have is ranged. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that's like a vacuum move.
It doesn't appear like it. Usually the vacuum moves are visually more obvious. Like this one that I just learned right now. Oh well. Yeah. I guess we can find out.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, did you see the, I don't know if it was behind you or not, but there was like a big cloud that appeared over by the window. That I have no idea what that does, though. I wonder if that just does damage or what. I should play around with some of these people down near the end of my thing, because I've usually been using the first 3.
Right.
And then what else is in here?
There's nothing wrong with that, per se. You can level them up independently anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there's a person I can just toss them onto my weapons list real quick. But this person's really weird because, well, like what you were talking about with the combos, that's kind of how this person works, where like certain moves count as combos, and the higher your combo, the more damage they do. And I think if you get a high enough combo, they can actually there's some secret like special move that unlocks or something.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, kind of
Something
like
like
Raver in a sense, not Bouncer in a sense.
Yeah. Well, those are all the pets that I have right now. There's a very long list of pets that are actually available.
Yeah.
Technically, I think Rappy is actually an option even.
Rappies are super duper rare. I've been reading the Reddit subreddit, the PSO's Reddit, and every summoner has been really angry at how rare Rappies are. So there you have it. Well, Anthony, I guess we're ready to start. Thanks, Tess, for the rundown. That was really interesting to me. Gosh. It's so strange how, like, Summoner is simultaneously one of the easiest class to learn, and some of the most complicated.
I think what's interesting with it is it seems to be by far the most flexible class. I mean, it seems like there are lots of pets that it's almost like, oh, okay, so this is basically, like, temporarily makes you almost like another class in a sense.
Yeah,
like,
I've noticed that.
So you get to, but it doesn't like require you to. Like what I was saying before, I know 3 pets right now very well,
right,
that all have kind of similar play styles, just like for different situations. And so like, it's a weird scenario in that you have the option of essentially being a bouncer for a while, if I want to learn that, but so far I haven't. So it's like as complicated or not complicated as you want it to be. The pet system itself, though, is actually quite complicated, though, I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, they all have personalities, and it's almost like a Pokemon nature, where personality changes a lot of stuff. So, like, Melody's personality is Sunny, which means that she does more damage in good weather than she does in bad weather. There's all sorts of just really weird things. Not to mention, I think all I know is that Wanda's list of possible personalities is different from others like Redrun. I don't know if they all have like unique personalities, or if it's just like certain personalities can only be, you know, done by certain pets or something. But like ultimately there's lots of overlap. Like I don't exactly know how it all works. There's just a ton of personalities out there that do these really weird things. Pets have something called a sweet spots, which are kind of like items that your pet can have. So you put sweets that you can collect in the sweet spots, and it does things like increase their attack or defense or abilities or whatnot. I think the weirdest thing about sweet boxes are that once you put something in, you can't really easily take it out. There are 2 items that can take out a sweet from a sweet box. There's sugar tongs, which actually extract it and put it in your inventory, and then there are dissolvers, which destroy it. But you know, in doing so, make room for more sweets. So those are other things that happen. Pets have elements, so like I think fire is good against ice and vice versa. Light is good against dark and vice versa. So like Melody is a fire type, I think.
I actually think the enemy indicator will tell you, like when you're targeting an enemy, it'll tell you what the is. So that's probably where the elements actually matters more.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, so it so that's another thing that comes into play. I've heard a lot of people say that most the element that is strong against stuff the most frequently is light, but I don't actually know from my personal experience.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, go on.
So yeah, those are things. So yeah, what is it? Personality, element, sweets box. What else is there that you can do raising your pet? I think as you mentioned before, you actually increase your pet's level. Pets don't increase the level by fighting. They increase the level through egg synthesis, which basically means you feed it a higher level egg of its species. So like if Melody is, there's rarity and there's level. So like if Melody is a rarity of 7, and you like get a level 9 Wanda egg, you can sort of decide, okay, do I want to like hatch a separate, you know, rarity 9 Wanda, or do I want to feed that to Melody and then make Melody like rarity 9 or something like that? So that stuff happens. But then there's also level, which I think is connected to egg synthesis as well. I'm actually still kind of trying to figure out how that works. Anyway, long ramble short, there are definitely a lot of setup things that go into getting just the right collection of pets, just from the large number of them to the number of factors that go into exactly how that particular member of that species is even going to work. But once you've raised like a handful of pets that are maximum level and have all the stuff that you want and you've trained them and everything, I feel like it actually becomes relatively straightforward, because you just sort of do the attacks that you have planned, like in the situations where they're important. It's just because you have so many possibilities, I'd say probably the hardest part is actually setting it up. I guess, and not only the possibilities, but just the amount of training that actually goes in to raising a pet. Anyway, that's my spiel on summoners so far. Not that I'm an expert at all, but that's over these last like 2 weeks that I've been playing. That's what I've learned about this class.
That's actually really crazy. You know, I should try learning being a summoner at this point, some point. Alright, we're moving on to the next quest. Sorry, I should have asked if everyone was ready with item management. Is everyone ready with item management?
Ready.
Alright. So
yeah, I think I'm good.
Cool. Thanks for the overview there, Tess. That's actually genuinely interesting.
I'm glad you liked it.
I'm a gunner. I shoot things.
But like you said, that's the class where you were saying it requires like platinum level reflexes or something, right?
Yeah, because
yeah.
So it's really funny with Anthony being a fighter. So by default, like neither of these work better than the way I'm talking about it. But the thing about fighters is that you eventually unlock abilities and more importantly boosts in their skill tree that really boost your power when you have lower health. That's fighter. Gunner is the exact opposite. your attack power gets higher as you have more health. And the moment it drops below 75%, your attack power drops dramatically.
Interesting.
Right. So that's how like you got these two very difficult class where learning to read attacks and dodging becomes vital. I mean, fundamentally, both of them, you know, operate on the same idea, which is that you want to make sure you're healthy, you don't take any damage. It's just like fighter really requires it, and gunner is like you're in for a world of pain if you don't pay attention. I haven't mained Hunt Fighter in a while. I should turn back to that. Oh, there's a ship! Let's go to the ship!
This is an interesting world. It's like an ancient temple, but it's like aligned with neon.
Oh yeah.
Emergency! Code! Distraction!
Ouch. Succeed. She gets a blue. Alright, sweet. I will say Knuckles is actually my favorite fighter weapon, but when fighter is interesting because you get a lot of wide variety of weapons available to you, and like they're all really specialized in one specific aspect. So, for example, Double Saber is fantastic for mobbing, like killing multiple enemies at once and within an area, and then Twin Daggers is like an absolutely destroys bosses. Oh, you found the exit. Sweet, let's go there. I think this is just the second area, or first area, pardon me, anyway, so... Sweet. Oh hey, we saw you in the cutscene.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Nice.
Completed!
It's interesting that, like, you know, at least when you're looking through the various different, like, meta videos and resources online, you get the understanding, you get the sense that, like, this game is super duper complicated, but I feel like as I was playing this, like, I could mostly figure these stuff out on my own. If memory serves correct, Tess, you've been largely relying on just Pietro for all the summoner tutorials, right?
Yeah.
That's like pretty darn. You did a pretty darn good job of figuring stuff out with like that information alone. So I'm actually like really impressed, both from you and from the game perspective. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like writing a tutorial for games like these must be like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. The first time I actually talked to Pietro, he has a ton of information, and I was just like, I cannot process this right now. So I just sort of looked at it, but it took like probably like 2 or 3 times kind of just reading everything over. But I think the client orders are really nice in that they sort of... Oh, hi!
Hi, there we go.
Anyway, the client orders were nice in that they kind of went over the same stuff in a very similar order, and they sort of allowed you to experiment with it step by step. You'd read everything over and you'd be like, oh, that's a lot. And you'd be like, okay, well, first step, just go hatch a pet. It's like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's go hatch a pet. And they're like, okay, second thing, do egg synthesis on that pet, level it up. It's like, okay. And then, just bit by bit, they have you go through sort of just raising a small army of these things.
Right.
I mean, not a small army. You probably only end up with a couple of pets at the end of Pietro's client orders, but still, you're well on your way to building up your army. Where did? Oh, okay. You jumped off. Okay.
No, it's just really impressive to me. I don't know about you, but I get really obsessive with tutorials when I'm making games. Because it's the first impression, and I don't know about, my first rule of making a fun game is the player has to learn to play it. If the player does not know how to play it, or doesn't feel like they know how to play it, then you've already lost them. Right? So, when I say I obsess over tutorials, my philosophy is that if you don't do it right, there's nothing you can do to convince them to play the game again, let alone Sorry I'm late. Alright, there's a boss. Stay far away from it? Oh, there's two of them. Okay, it does drop yellow goo. Those are poisonous. Avoid yellow goo or orange goo as much as possible. This is on a relatively easy normal mode, so might as well just treat it as such.
Oh.
Completed.
Sweet. That wasn't too bad.
I'm falling to sleep.
Uh-oh, what's going on?
So I think I'm just gonna stop and take a nap.
Okay.
So I'm falling asleep while I'm playing.
Okay, that's not good. Well, take care.
Okay.
Let's see you again. It's due... I'm sorry, I'm looking for the time.
See you, Anthony.
See ya, sorry.
No, it's totally
no, it's fine.
It's 8:43, so we still have a few more.
See you next time.
Yeah. See ya, Anthony.
See you.
Oh, we're zipping through this very quickly, quest-wise.
Yeah. I don't know, there must be something in the air recently or something, because I've been just super fatigued recently as well. This morning I was kind of even having a migraine and everything, so I don't know, it must be maybe it's the right type of allergy season or something.
Hay fever season. Oh, am I muted? Yeah. Okay. It's hay fever season for me.
Hay fever season. Well. Sorry, I have nothing to add to that conversation. I don't know. Been mostly stuck at home, so I've been feeling fine. Oh, there it is. Quake Stomp is the name of the move I was talking about a while back. It's probably a little too late now. But, yeah, the Knuckles move that has an area, a really large area of effect. You can absolutely put your enemies in the world of hurt because you just stun them for a really long time. Just this here. Alright, I think I am ready. Sweet. Let's go to... Is that all the subquests for Brewing Faculty? It is, okay. So, cross fingers, this is not as long as the last one. Going back to the exploration on hard. The bosses here are hard, and I haven't figured out a good strategy yet. So, yeah. But hey, we can add AI characters. Let's do that.
Oh, yes. I need to actually go update my AI character. I feel like it's been a while.
Oh, crud.
Oh, it's more Morgana.
Morgana actually caught up level-wise. Sweet.
Yay.
Yay! Cool. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Morgana won't let us down. Oh, sweet.
Emergency! Code! Distraction!
Oh.
Emergency! Code! Distraction!
Oh, okay. Sweet, Morgana will take care of the rest. Need to get rid of these. Oh, sure.
Completed!
Good job, Morgana.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. These guys are a little tough.
Completed!
The music is pretty darn good. I don't know why I like most Wolpaw combat music, which is what you're gonna hear most anyways. I'm trying to follow you. There you go. Ah, I see.
Oh god, okay.
Or... Too bad I don't have healing on me. I'm supposed to be a tank gunner, so... I'm gonna leave the healing up to you, Tess.
Okay. You let me know if you need healing. I can try to see if I can get over somewhere. It looks like Tartaro just did some healing.
Oh yeah, the star atomizer. AI having infinite star atomizers. How dare they? We only get 5. Oh. Ironically, I only have the soul atomizer, so fine choice. Is the way forward the final area? I think it is, because this world is actually really large. Oh yeah, it is. Wow, that leads us directly to the boss. Yay! Alright, that's good. That means this level is a cakewalk. I like cakewalks. Alright, so like I said, I have not figured out a good way to fight against the next boss. It might make sense for each of us to pay attention to one single one. And in particular, I'm gonna try focusing on destroying the spear on the one that actually has a spear. So that's the one I personally want to focus on and see if that does anything. But yeah, they are fast moving and they suck. And I have no advice whatsoever on fighting the boss other than trying to chip away their primary way of attacking. Obviously, avoid the orange goo, because the last boss that we fought is going to appear here again.
Oh man.
They're a pair. So, it's pretty tough. I'm ready.
Okay, oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Yep, 2 of them at the same time.
Emergency code Q.
Looks like it should be. Oh, okay. Technically, when it's orange, you can burn it to make it cool down. So using fire spell would actually weaken it again.
Huh. That went well.
Yeah.
Completed.
Nice. Thanks, Morgano. Everything going alright on your end, Tess?
Oh yeah, I'm loading the gateway ship right now.
No, I was just asking in general. I didn't even notice you were not on the gateway ship, actually.
Oh, sorry, could you ask the question again then?
No, I was just asking, is everything okay? It's still... I mean, you did answer that question, so... It's still 8:54. Wow, that's crazy. Normally, with the pace that we were doing with our live streams and talking about role plays and so forth, it'll take us, each stream will take us to 2 different areas only. But we get to go to a 3rd area, which is exciting. I'm gonna have to update stream number 9 because I didn't expect us to get here sooner. Or maybe not. Okay, sweet. So, more Japan land. We get to now go to the Nightfaller province, I believe it's called.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So now we get to go to the, I guess the den. Should I update? Yeah, I should. Give me a brief minute. Yeah, Soul Atomizer. I think. Star Atomizer. Right, I'm done. I should try using Showtime. Figure out what it does. Yeah, this place is nice. Oh, what? Holy crud!
Wow, what is that thing? Is that
this is
special?
super duper rare! Yeah, holy crud.
Oh! Excellent.
See how much EXP it just gave you?
I'm not sure how to look at how much XP it gave me, but cool!
No. But like, you leveled up, right?
Probably.
Completed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I think so.
That creature is hyper rare.
Interesting.
The first time I've seen it in an expedition or on a quest like this. I've only ever seen it in a bonus quest, and bonus quests are scripted. So.
Oh, interesting.
Right. So I have never seen that appear on scripted. Wow. Today is a lucky day.
Huh.
It's almost over, but it's a lucky day, I say. Oh, interesting. It's supposed to be part of a statue. Probably a Buddha one, too. That's actually really nice attention to detail. Do you have any interesting role-playing stories to talk about, or...?
I talked about the one that I seem to always tell last time.
Right.
Let me see if I can think of anything really good. I haven't actually done a ton of role-playing.
Oh, yeah, that's
I could talk about some of my... I don't know, just weird things that have happened in non-role-playing games. Just game stories. Like I have a lot of fight. Oh, here's a Rappy again.
Yep.
Like
I said, one of the most common rare enemies. I thought I had a good model too. Yes, I do. Here.
Yeah, I remember in Fire Emblem Awakening, one of the things I really, really liked about that game was the way they combined sort of mechanics and story in some really, like, subtle ways. Like, you know, you had this character named Frederick who's basically, in a way, like, the main character's name is Krom. He's like the prince of this world, and you know, Frederick is like his bodyguard, you know, personal, you know, knight in a way. So Frederick has like years and years of battle experience before the story starts. So what happens is he has the highest base stats. So he has the highest stats starting out of pretty much anybody in the game. But as you go forward, he also has the lowest growth rate. So he'll become average midway through and then become just kind of meh, like a late game. Opposed to characters like Donnie, who are pretty much the opposite, where he has the lowest starting base stats out of any character, but he actually has an ability that increases his growth rates by quite a bit, and he can easily become like the strongest character in the game if you actually manage to keep him alive for that long.
Right. Of course, this is a permadeath game. Well, you can change it to not permadeath, but I seem to remember it's mostly permadeath.
Yeah. So it's interesting, kind of some of the stuff that happens. Like, I remember there was this guy named Lanku in my playthrough. He's kind of this like samurai guy, and I was trying to like bottleneck the enemy through this mountain pass because then they couldn't attack me with a whole bunch of people at once. But Lanku kept critting all of them because that's like what he does. Is he doesn't hit super hard, but he also has like all these things that increase his critical hit chance, and so he just goes out and just like crits everybody all the time. So he ended up dying specifically because he killed so many people that it just like backfired on him, which honestly is like the most Lanku thing ever, because he's all this like, you know, fight until the last breath type of person, and it's like, well, that's exactly what he did.
Well, can't complain there, huh? Yeah. Go on.
Yeah. I don't know. There was this character, Frederick again. When I was playing through, he got really, really close because you have like support levels and like friendship levels and everything. Frederick got really, really close to Krom, and so I used to try to like pair the two of them together. But unfortunately, you can't actually like, you know, pair up, you know, men with men in that game. Three Houses started getting more like gay friendly, but back in Awakening, it kind of wasn't yet. So they actually have a scene where if Krom isn't married yet, Krom will automatically get married. Because Lucina needs to be born. That's the only marriage that actually needs to happen. Lucina needs to be born. So Krom needs to get married by like chapter 13. Is this thing going to come to life and try to murder us?
You can destroy it though, if you really don't like it.
Anyway, so like Krom ended up without a partner once that happened on my file, and I kept trying to pair him up with other people, but they like kept dying over and over again, and it was really weird. So it just created this like inside joke about Frederick just like being cursed. So then I paired him up with a dark magician named Tharja, and he got like critted twice in a row and died, which is super bad luck. Right. So the joke became that Tharja cursed him. Now he's dead. Yeah, last story along those lines is funny. Idihta had a Fire Emblem Awakening stream, and he really liked a girl named Sully. And when it got to the point where Krom is like forced to marry by the game, he just sort of marries the person who he has the highest support with, and that just happened to be Sully. So this entire game, Idihta has been trying to like get Sully to fall in love with him, and suddenly Crom just is like, who's like the main character's best friend. Crom and the main character are supposed to be like, you know, super good buddies. And next thing Idihta knows, Crom is like, oh, Sully, will you marry me? She's like, sure. Idihta's like, what the actual heck? Like, it was funny.
It's interesting, like, obviously as games eventually get localized, right, they start adding in more, they start making the relationship stuff a little more, but, you know, a lot of these relationships, as far as I can tell, I may be wrong about this, I haven't been in the country for more than a decade at this point, but, you know, topics that are somewhat more taboo in Japan, you know, they'll make those topics available on international game releases and so forth. So it's like really interesting to see, like, with, you know, expansion and internationalization of games, that they start expanding features to make it more available to people.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of the differences you see too. Like, there was another character named Henry who had this like really tragic past, and for some reason in the English version they like really downplayed it quite a bit,
right?
Which is interesting.
I wonder what the reason for that is, because like what, Fire Emblem is typically rated T, right?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm in the menu right now. Thank you for popping up directly in front of me.
It's interesting though that kind of the opposite happened in Three Houses. There was this character who was abused by her father, and she kind of tells the main player about it. And one of the updates, they decided to get rid of a couple of the lines, or at least like shorten the whole thing down to just be, you know, have much less detail. And people kind of wondered why, but the statement, it seemed to almost indicate that stuff isn't really mentioned in the Japanese version, actually. And so this translation is actually meant to be a lot more true, I guess, to the original Japanese, which was interesting because it means, you know, some translator either just sort of get, you know, the right, you know, texture of like what they're saying or something. I'm not exactly sure the right word to use, but like, you know, to convey the proper meaning across, decided to add like this extra thing that a lot of other people ended up kind of being like, no, that's not really what's happening here.
Japan is a very context-sensitive language, though. So if you were to like do any sort of direct translation, you would actually lose a lot of detail and nuance. The most obvious one being like the word "I," which I keep talking about, right? There's so much you can discern with "I," "me" in Japanese, because that specific pronoun is far more like there's a lot of nuance added in the language. But you know, in English, "I" and "me," those are the only two words that exist. So like, you know, if I said "I" or "me," you would have to actually listen to the voice and not the text itself to figure out you know, what kind of person I am, what kind of personality I have. And even then, it will be a very, very, very rough guess. In stark contrast to Japanese. So I feel like the fact that sometimes people add in flavor text for whatever reason is really, like, I actually really like those. Not because they give more character, but rather that they really attempt to bring about the nuance behind a character's speech that is really difficult to emulate in English. So I personally appreciate the effort behind that. Oh,
yeah.
This is a mini boss.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done. I said this is a mini boss. That was all I wanted to say.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you need to jump all the way. Don't worry, I got it.
Completed!
I know a lot of people are probably annoyed by how this game specifically localized some characters. Like, because, you know, specifically, the Japanese game writers actually, like, really badly exaggerated some of these characters to a silly point. Oh.
Emergency! Code! Avoid!
Oh, that was it. Darn it. Oh yeah, this enemy is a fun mechanic.
I noticed that he keeps trying to hit me with big red circles that he's summoning.
Oh yeah, so...
Luckily they're pretty easy to dodge. I say that as I accidentally hit the wrong thing.
Oh, the Viz bolts are not an attack from any enemy. That's an environment hazard.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, you're supposed to dodge them though, so you're doing the right thing. But yeah, no, I was talking about the toy house. The toy house changes where its weak spots are all the time. It's really annoying.
Completed!
There we go. Anyways, what was I going to say? Right, so a lot of the PSO2 characters, like, are very repetitive in how they call your character. But, like, the problem is that, like all the other, you know, that gold forest or
Code! Distraction!
Let's see if I can do it. Oh, okay. Hi. I'm not gonna risk it.
I'm almost there. Okay, I'm there. I can help.
Alright, never mind. Not worth it.
Oh god. Alright. Are you dead? Yeah, I assumed. Alright.
No, get off. I'm noticing the lasers are not very useful, so I'm just gonna avoid them for the most part. Although, to be fair, we can cancel this mission by just going out the exit.
Huh. Oh, jeez. So fast.
Oh, this character.
Ah, no, that guy who keeps coming up and just suddenly being like, hello, and exploding. The big heart with wings.
Oh, yes.
Keeps getting me. Oh no, there's a small orb hugging me. Oh, interesting.
Right, Gelfbull is invincible. Well, mostly invincible. You're supposed to shoot them with the cannons. But I noticed they charge, and I'm like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. Cool. But yeah, since everyone has like a unique way of calling your character, like then, you know, the localization team decided adding in all sorts of accents just to kind of get the point across that they're all supposed to have these like really wacky characterization. More importantly, have a different way of calling the character. Checking out there for any reason? Oh. Yeah, if you want to check it out, I'll follow.
Oh. Doesn't look like there's anything up here. Just the remnants of this dude.
Of the Buddha?
Yeah.
The golden Buddha.
Oh, hello. It's you again.
Alright, where's your weak spot? Okay, that's not a weak spot. Those are bullets. Where's your weak spot? Oh, there's your weak spot. Ouch. Okay, it's in rage mode. That's good. I blame you, Tartaro. There we go. Done. Yeah, it falls down.
That was just straight up this Pokemon is about to evolve sound effect. That's literally what it was.
PSO2 making a Pokemon reference? Well, if I ever. Alright, where's your weak spot? Show it to me. There it is. Ouch. Done. No, it's too long. Trying to think of other. Ooh, that looks like a really good drop. Trying to think of other random perks that comes to mind. In the localization of this game. I was gonna head towards the exit. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other perks this game has. That doesn't go into spoiler territory, of course. Well, I can say episode 4 is a thing. I think they finally finished it. There's apparently only 8 chapters in that, instead of the full 10 that 1 and 3 has, so that's interesting. Right, what should I say about this boss? It's practically a break apart all its body parts boss, and you can tell which ones to go for because they're indicated by big bulging red, so pretty obvious. Its attacks are pretty well choreographed so long as you're in the distance. It should be pretty easy to do. Let's do it!
Yay.
Oh, and by the way, if it completely falls apart, you hit the pilot. Yep, just 4 bulging red spots.
Interesting how they have this whole like haunted toy chest vibe going on with
oh yeah, there's a story reason behind it, but yes, they do. Oh, okay, here.
Yes.
Oh, there it is, pilot. Slappy silly. I know I'm supposed to be using the like the chain mechanic, chain attack mechanic here, but I'm not currently feeling it. Yeah, photobomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad
Completed.
Oh, golden item. Something to get to my neck. Here's a present bag. Where are we on time? We can probably fit in one small subquest. I don't know how you're feeling.
Yeah, it sounds good to me. I'm just cleaning up stuff. Alright, I am here.
Wow, all my weapons are not good. All the weapons I've collected, and I have probably way too many rankings at this point. Super. Yeah, I think we have just enough time for one subquest, unless it's exploration. Oh no, it's exploration next. I think we can do it. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, I think it's possible. A lot of the characters, monsters, or enemies as the game calls it, actually has a lot of health in this level, so that's the one thing you might want to be careful about.
Oh, some quests have telepipes that send you to the next area. You earn enough quest points, access the telepipe to move to the next area.
Oh yeah, the final boss gives you half the quest points. So that's what it means when it says sometimes the telepipe will just appear. So the level itself is open. You can just kind of explore it infinitely and try slaughtering all the randomly generated enemies as it goes along. But at a halfway point, so it's right now 1,000. That means we just need to get up to 500 before the game tells you, okay, yeah, you can go for the final boss. Oh, here we go. Oh, what? Alright, that's a super short range. Alright, 62. That's not the best pace, but I think we can do it. Oh no, Wanda. Okay, fine. Oh, it's melody anyways. I wasn't exactly certain what your pet naming convention was supposed to be a reference to. You said like melody to go along with it.
Yeah, so an aria is a type of song.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. Now I get the reference.
I was thinking of making all my pets... At one point I was thinking of making all my pets named something musical related. because of that, but then I gave up on that very quickly. That would have been very hard.
Fun fact, Twin Dagger, photon... Oh, what? Oh, yes. Twin Dagger photon arts are all music-based. Like, I'm trying to remember what the orchestra move is, but it's by and far the hardest to I don't want to destroy that statue. It looks precious.
It's funny, I was able to get a mags, but when you're a summoner and you have a pet out, your mags doesn't show up anymore. So I have the boost effect. It's just not on my character. Yeah, like the robot thing that follows you.
Like, for example, I have a Dreamcast on me, and I can unequip it to remove it.
Yeah, I can equip and unequip. I have mine equipped right now.
Oh,
it just doesn't. It doesn't visually show up when you have a pet.
Probably because of the sprite, or probably because of like the skin. What's it called? Skin render limits or something to that. Interesting.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not sure how much you're paying attention to fairly recent PSO related news, but are you aware about the whole new Genesis thing? That is presumably an expansion of the game.
Oh, you mean the thing that takes place like 1,000 years in the future?
Yeah, that one. I was just curious how much you knew about it, or how much you looked into it, if at all.
I know it's going to take place on separate blocks, which is interesting.
Yeah.
You basically go to a separate place to like get the new story stuff. It takes place 1,000 years into the future, and yet somehow you're just still here at like the same age and everything. So there must be time travel or something involved, but I don't know.
I'm not going to comment on that.
My assumption, because somehow 1,000 years have passed and you haven't changed, I guess. Oh
no.
Oh. Okay.
This is unexpected.
Anyway, besides that, that's all I know. I mean, I know they talk about there being more places to explore and probably higher end graphics and everything, but I don't actually know. Like I don't know anything about like the story beyond that. It takes place 1,000 years in the future. Whatnot. This...
Everything alright back there? That sounds good.
Oh. There was an evil laugh. Oh no, one of those cube things. Oh no. Way too many people near me for my comfort.
Has telepipes appeared yet? Oh yeah, they just said a telepipe will appear soon, so as soon as you can find one, you should enter it. Oh, there it is. Here, we did it.
Nightfall Province Area 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. We got a boss.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. its weak spot is supposed to be its breastplate, I guess is the way you'd call it. It's a spider lady, so I guess you'll have to figure out what I mean by breastplate. But there's a mirror placed in it, and if you destroy it, in theory it's supposed to expose its weak spot. I think its backside is also weak too. It does have a firing attack, so get ready to platform over bullets. Other than that, I feel like so long as you're taking a good distance away from it, it's fairly easy to avoid most of its attacks. But it does move fast. It doesn't hit very hard though, so you might be able to tank through some of it.
Okay. Yes. Just checking something. Alright. I am ready.
Alright, we have 1 minute left for stream, which is fine. We usually go a little over bosses like this, but before I made
I see that little egg thing down there. Ow.
Oh, by the way, if you spin your controller, if you spin your keypad, I assume, that will... keypad, that will get you to escape from the stun faster. Oh, okay, no, I'm not getting sucked by that. Come on, I want that, yes, there we go. There we go. So that character speaks in, I guess, the Japanese equivalent of Shakespearean.
Completed.
Huh. Interesting.
I like her end quote, which is like, how could, I mean, if you were to translate it in English, it would have been like, how could I be defeated? But like the Japanese is more like, how could I, but I am, and she just kind of falls over. It's like, you know, I'm all high and mighty here. How can you defeat me like this, punks? So it's just, I like that line a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get the, there's a unfortunately rather rare boss. I'll trade my cape for that. No deal on the hat though. So I have a headcanon as to when I wrote that quote. My character is really, really tall. I think I made a slider to near maximum, and then I came up with this headcanon where that character just likes to brag how tall it is. They are, and so they wear a tall hat to overcompensate. A present. And I got it from Witia. Witia says, "Yeah, wahoo! I heard you've been getting your done lately. Love the way you people buzz. Here, this is my way of cheering you on. Keep fighting a good fight and show us all what you're made of, eh?" Oh gosh, I got another Margetsu bonus key. I guess I'm just gonna have to play that next week. Now that I should actually switch the stream to the title screen. Thanks, Tess, for playing through at the end. I know that must have been probably rather exhausting going through all of it, but appreciated.
Oh no, it's fine. It's really fun going through and doing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Looking through what we have left. Oh gee, like there's only 2 levels left, and there's only, and the surprising thing is, I think there's only 2 subquests left as well. So that allows
there
me
only
to. Huh?
There are 2 streams left, right?
No, we're going up to 12 was my original prediction. because I want to be able to at least go through all of episode 1's story. And we're only a little over halfway through that. We're 6/10 of the way through that. There's 6 chapters, and there's 10 chapters, and we're only on the 6th one so far, and midway at that too. So that's what I was hoping to go through. Content-wise, I'm trying to think. I think there's still a lot else to talk about if I play my cards correctly. Just the fact that, given that, there's already so much content in this game already. So I'm gonna find out if I can figure out a way to make it work. I've already started a Discord conversation asking what you, Tess, and Anthony's thoughts were on covering a couple of these things.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah, I'm pretty flexible.
Okay.
On all of it. The only big thing for me is I am not available on the 25th.
Okay.
So I know it's a few weeks away, but
yeah.
If we stream on that day,
that's totally acceptable. Just remind me again, and
okay.
We'll figure it out.
Cool.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out a way to make this work without going to the casino, because dear goodness, I'm not interested in introducing too many gambling in this game. Too many gamblings in this live stream is what I meant to say. But that's just me. Yeah. Looking forward to more. The next couple of... This covers pretty much all the materials from levels from episode 1 to 3. Tess, you asked a question of when going through these levels, are there any spoilers in the story? I don't. I mean, they're all very out of context, so I don't think so. Is the way I like to think of it. I mean, you haven't figured out why, for example, the Nightfall Kingdom has a lot of toy fall spawns, right? There is a story reason for it. It's I don't want to spoil it, of course, so I won't. But I will say it can be summarized within a few words, so it's not like a huge revelation or anything. But yeah, it's just really silly. But it's a nice, it's a nice attention to detail on like the fact that the developers had this lore written out, and the levels are designed around, well, the level aesthetic at the very least, because the levels are designed by the procedural number generator, but the levels are at least aesthetically designed with the enemy choices that are on there for lore reasons. So it's really nice to see that. Yeah, I wasn't. The only reason why I got brought up the New Genesis stuff was actually just more for talking material. But honestly, it sounds like you know as much as I do. So that did not work out as originally planned. But yeah, anyways, next stream, I don't think there's going to be any hindrance. We're going to go through the last few levels, and I was going to go over more topics on really increasing the number of experience points you can get. I actually was going to talk about that this stream, but I completely forgot about it. So, hey, now I have more time next stream to talk about it. There's actually a lot less levels for the next stream to go through anyways, so I can probably skip a lot of the materials and just kind of like jump into the lobby more often as a consequence. Cool. I have nothing more to add. I guess I'll see you all later.
Yep.
Anything more you wanted to add, Chris?
Oh.
Sweet. Alright, well, we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.